Good day, folks. Welcome back to another time video. So this we're going to make as a bonus video for the Flyguys favorite fall fly pattern series that we did. We did 5 kind of staple patterns, and hope you guys enjoyed those ones. But we've been fishing a ton of chronies the last week, and of the 5 patterns we didn't have a Chironomid in there, so this is one that I've been playing with a little bit and has been super productive for me this past week. So I thought we'd do a little bonus video here and tie up a fall Chironomid pattern. This one's called the All Dressed A.S.B. Tying on a size 14 Daiichi 1760, and I've got a 7/64 tungsten brown magic bead on there. And this is a slightly oversized bead for this hook. Typically I'd use a 7/64 or a 3/32, sorry. But we're going to use the 7/64 on this one as we kind of change the style from our typical Chironomid. So we'll go ahead and get started. I've got some blue dun 70 denier tying thread, and I'm just going to tie my gills in up front. And for that I'm just going to use the typical uni stretch. Don't forget to throw a couple wraps in front when you're tying in your gills. Keep them away from the hook eye, and much easier to get your tippet through there when you're on the water. So get those tied in, give it a whip finish, and just disengage that real quick. Slide the bead back up, and we will reattach like so. Next material is copper brown small size UTC wire, and I'm going to tuck that in just on the near side here, go down just a little ways and come back up. So I'm just starting to work my taper a little bit, and then now I've got some brown, holographic brown Flashaboo. I'm going to get that tied in as well. Work my way down there a little bit and grab both the wire and the Flashaboo and just hang on to them, keep them together, and wrap down into the bend here a little ways, just kind of above the where the barb is. Next I've got some anti-static bag, and I just use a paper slicer and try to get it into fairly thin strips if I can. So about like that. If you can get them a little thinner, it's better, but and then I cut it just to a slight point. That's just to help for tie-in. So we will grab this here and just catch that right at the very back here. Be careful to not, you want to catch a decent amount of it, not just that fine tip, or it can want to break off on you. And then I'll just smooth and even out this body as I come back up. That looks pretty good there. So now we're actually done with the blue dun thread. I'm just going to whip finish that off and get it out of there. And then I'm going to reattach some rusty brown 70 denier. And we'll get that reattached and just let it sit there. And while I've got my scissors, just going to trim those gills up. Now we'll take our static bag and just don't pull too tight right off the bat. Give yourself a little bit there, and then try not to overlap it, but just nice tight touching turns. That'll keep your bulk down a little bit. And then once you've almost reached the bead, you don't have to go all the way. You can leave it about a half a bead shy. We'll tie that off, and then I've actually just got a little razor here. That just helps to slice off the static bag nice and flush, like so. So we're not left with too much bulk up here at our thorax. So now what I'm going to do is just take this wire and just segment my body here. So just nice even wraps. Up the body like so. Tie off the wire. Try to keep our wraps at the thorax area here to a minimum. And I'll just helicopter this wire out of there. Now I'm going to take my Flyguys and just get in front of the wire and just try to follow that up as best I can. Kind of right next to the wire, like so. And just a couple turns there. Trim out the excess Flyguys. And now I'm going to come in with some UV resin and just coat this body. A.S.B is not the most durable of materials, so you can use crazy glue here as well. I like the resin because it really makes that holographic rib just pop. So give it a nice even coating there. Looks good. Come in and just zap it. Make sure that's nice and cured. That's good there. Now what I've got is some pheasant tail A.S.B, and you just want a super sparse amount here, hardly any at all. You can tie this pattern without this stuff, but I do like the look that it gives it. So I've just got about a 1-inch little noodle here, and I'm going to keep it nice and tight to the bead, as tight as I can, and then I'll come in with a couple whip finish turns, snug that up, and trim my thread out. If you have any stragglies, trust me, the fish don't mind. But that looks pretty good there. So that's all there is to it. Like I say, pretty wicked little pattern. This thing has just been crushing it on one of our local lakes lately. The bugs are coming off. They are kind of a dull, some of them shiny gray, but that accent rib of the holographic tinsel gives it a pretty neat look. And then the collar of A.S.B might be what's grabbing their attention. I don't know, but I know the thing works. So that's all there is to the all dressed A.S.B Chironomid pupa. Hope you enjoyed that video. I know this thing will fish well for you, so tie it up, give it a fish when if you happen to run into any bugs popping off this fall. But there's our bonus video. Thanks very much for watching. Give us a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't. And until the next one, cheers and tight lines.